Hello everyone. In today's video, let us study about the continuous time LTI system and its properties. So let us see the first problem on continuous time LTI systems. They have given h of t as e to the power of minus 3t u of t minus 1. We need to check whether this is stable or causal, stable and causal. So we need to check the properties of the LTI system. First of all, if we need to check the system is stable, it is stable only if the impulse response is absolutely integral. Since it is a continuous time, we are taking an integral. Okay, so we need to check integration from minus infinity to infinity. H of tau into d tau should be less than infinity. So it has to be integrated and that value should be less than infinity. This is how we need to check. So let us assume minus infinity to infinity h of t they have given. So let us take h of tau. H of tau means e to the power of minus 3 tau u of tau minus 1 into d tau should be less than infinity. So if we take u of tau minus 1, it will varies from 1 to infinity, right? So integration not between minus infinity to infinity, now it is between 1 to infinity to the power of minus 3 tau. Since I have changed the integral, I am eliminating this. D tau should be less than infinity. So if we integrate, this will be equal to e to the power of minus 3 tau divided by minus 3. Integration of e to the power of minus 3 tau is e to the power of minus 3 tau by minus 3, which has a limits 1 to infinity. So if we substitute, this will be e to the power of minus 3 divided by minus 3. If we substitute infinity, this will be 0. Next, if we substitute 1, this will be e to the power of minus 3 by minus of, it will take, it will be plus 3. So this is less than infinity, we can say. So the system is stable. Therefore, we can say that the system is stable. Second one, now we need to check whether it is a causal or not. LTI system is causal if h of t is equal to 0 for t less than 0. Right? Andre we should not get negative values. Negative values should be 0. Since here it varies from 1 to infinity, we don't get negative values. So the system is causal. What we can say? Since the given h of t is equal to e to the power of minus 3 into u of t minus 1 is equal to 0 for t less than 0. Therefore, the system is causal. Got it? This is how you need to check whether the system is stable and causal. Next problem is h of t is equal to e to the power of minus t u of t plus 1 they have given. Similarly, we need to check whether the system is stable and causal. To check the system is stable, just I am integrating minus infinity to infinity h of tau into d tau. Okay, so this u of t plus 1, so we are shifting u of t to left side by 100 times. So it will varies from minus 100 to infinity e to the power of minus tau into d tau. If we integrate this, this will be e to the power of minus tau divided by minus 1 with the limits minus 100 to infinity. If we substitute in infinity, that will be 0. So this will be e to the power of minus 100. So it's plus 100 divided by plus 1. So e to the power of 100 means it will take the value of, you can check in the calc, it will be 2.69 into 10 power 43. So this is less than infinity. So we can say the system is stable. Therefore, the system is stable. If we need to check the causal means, here we have negative values. The limits has a negative values. So we can say since h of t is not equal to 0 for t less than 0, the system is non-causal. The system is non-causal. Got it? The next problem is h of t is equal to e to the power of t u of minus 1 minus t. Here let us plot how it will look. So this is your h of t. So u of minus 1 minus t means it will vary from minus 1 to infinity in decreasing order. Since it is a e of t, it is decreasing. This value will be e to the power of minus 1. So this is your h of t. Okay, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, all positive values will be 0. So if we take whether we need to check whether it is a system is stable, so we need to integrate it from minus infinity to infinity, h of tau into d tau. If we take, since it is varies from minus infinity to minus 1, I am changing the limits. So this will be e to the power of tau d tau. If we integrate this, this will be e to the power of tau. Integral of e to the power of t is always e to the power of t. So e to the power of tau divide which has a limits minus infinity to minus 1. If we substitute this, so this will be e to the power of minus 1. This infinity value, it will take a 0. So this is e to the power of minus 1 is always less than infinity. So we can say that the system is stable, right? So if we need to check the causality, it has a negative values. Negative values is not 0, it has a negative values. So the system is non-causal. We can say since h of t is not equal to 0 for t less than 0, system is non-causal. Okay, this is how we need to check. The next problem is h of t is e to the power of minus 4. In modulus we have t. So if we can plot this, this will be like this is h of t starting from 0 which has amplitude of 1. It will be in both the direction. Because t we have modulus, if we take it if it takes plus values, you will get this waveform. If you take minus value, you will get this value, this waveform. So it will have both values. So to check the stability, we are integrating from minus infinity to infinity, h of tau into d tau. Right now here I am splitting it from minus infinity to 0, then 0 to infinity. So minus infinity to 0 means it will take values of e to the power of 4 tau, positive value d tau. If it is negative, e to the power of minus 4 tau into d tau. So if we integrate this, this will be e to the power of 4 tau divided by 4 with an values minus infinity to 0, plus this is e to the power of minus 4 tau divided by minus 4 with a value 0 to infinity. Okay, now this is my infinity, just eliminate it. If we substitute 0, this will be 1. So the value will be 1 by 4. Similarly, infinity will take 0 value, 0 will take 1 value. So this will be minus of minus 1 by 4 will be plus 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 is nothing but 1 by 2, which is less than infinity. So we can say that the system is stable. Right? To check the causality, since we have negative values, the system is non-causal. We can say since h of t is not equal to 0 for t less than 0, the system is non-causal. Okay, this is how you need to check whether the continuous time systems are stable and causal. So the next problem is, here we need to find the overall impulse response h of t as a function of each impulse response with a subsystem. This we have already done in last video, but here I'm telling without reducing the blocks how you can do it in a single step. Okay, see, first these two are connected in series. If series is connected, then we need to put a convolution. So h1 of t convolution h4 of t. Okay, this is one term. These two are connected in parallel. Parallel means whatever the symbol is there, that we need to implement. So both are plus is there. So I am taking h2 of t plus h3 of t, right? Okay, now this is one block, this is one block. Okay, if we simplify, both blocks are connected parallel. This is one block, this is one block, both are connected in parallel. Plus and minus is there. So for this I am putting it as plus, for this I am taking minus. Okay, so this whole blocks are reduced now. This whole block is connected in series with h5 of t. So for this convolution h5 of t, this whole thing, I'm taking this whole thing should be convoluted with h5 of t. This is your h of t. Since plus is there, you can eliminate it. H of t is this whole one block minus one block convolution with h5 of t. This is how you can reduce in only single step. So this is the next problem. Okay, we need to prepare a overall impulse response, that is h of t we need to take. Since here this is 1, no block is there, so we can take it as del of t. So these three are connected in parallel. I am taking whatever the symbol is there. This is plus, so plus del of t minus h1 of t plus h2 of t. Okay, this is one block, and these three blocks are connected in series now. So this has to be convolution. Convolution h3 of t, convolution h4 of t. This is your proper h of t. Got it? In a single step, you can write the overall impulse response. Let us see one more problem. Here they have given h of t. We need to take the interconnection of systems required. So h of t they have already given. Just we need to write in the form of blocks. So let us reduce this flower bracket first. Both are plus is there. So I am making it as two blocks connected in parallel. Okay, parallel connection with a symbol both as plus and plus. Okay, this is h2 of t, this is h3 of t. Then that is connected in convolution with h4 of t. Convolution means that has to be in series with h4 of t, right? Okay, this whole system, this whole block is connected plus. This is also h1 of t is plus. So again I am making it as this one block connected with h1 of t. Okay, these three blocks is interconnected with an input x of t and with an output y of t. This is plus and this is also plus. Got it? This is how we need to write the interconnection of the overall impulse function. Let us see one more problem. Similarly, they have given h of t as h1 of t convolution with flower bracket h2 of t plus h3 of t plus h4 of t. They have already given this. We need to write in the form of blocks. First, let us reduce the flower bracket. Plus plus plus, 3 plus are there, so I'm making it as a 3 blocks. H2 of T, H3 of T, H4 of T. Okay, these 3 blocks are connected with a symbol plus plus plus, and that has to be connected convolution with H of T, right? Either you can write it here or you can write it here. Both are similar. Okay, I am writing it here. That is H1 of T. H1 of T. Now convolution. This input is X of T. This output is Y of T. So H1 of T convolution with all these threes. Okay, this is how you can write. One more problem. Let us see one more. H of T. They have given H1 of T convolution with H2 of T plus H3 of T convolution with H4 of T. Okay, here 2 blocks are in series, both are connected in parallel. So we can write it as 4 blocks. This is H1 of T convolution with H2 of T. This is H3 of T convolution with H4 of T, and both should be connected in parallel, that is plus and plus. Input for both here is X of T, output is Y of T, right? This is how you can reduce the systems when it is overall impulse function is given. The next problem they have given is for the impulse response they have given, we need to find the corresponding system is memoryless, causal and stable. So here we need to check the 3 properties, that is memoryless, causal and stable. H of n they have given. First let us plot this H of n. So we need to plot this H of n, means it will take values only at 0 with an amplitude 2. U of n and U of n minus 1. U of n varies from 0 to infinity. U of n minus 1 varies from 1 to infinity. If you subtract both, you will get the values only at 0 with an amplitude 2. All other values are 0. Okay. So this is your H of n. This is H of n. Now we need to check whether it is a memoryless. First property is memoryless. We can say that the system is memoryless only, I am writing it, the system is memoryless only if H of n is equal to 0 for n is not equal to 0. ಅಂದರೆ 0 ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಮಗೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸು ಝೀರೋಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ದ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿಲೆಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ ಥರ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ 0 ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತ್ರ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅನ್ ಆಂಪ್ಲಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಆಫ್ 2, ಆಲ್ ಅದರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆರ್ 0. ಸೊ here we can say since given H of n is equal to 0 for n not equal to 0, the system is memoryless. Okay. Second property, we need to check whether the system is stable. Okay, stable means, as we already know, we need to check it as summation k varies from minus infinity to infinity. H of k should be less than infinity. Here if we integrate this, it has the values only at 2. So all other values are, if you do summation also, all other values are 0. So you can say this value is 2, is always less than infinity. So the system is stable. To check the causality, as we already know, H of n is equal to 0, we need to check. Since H of n is equal to 0, for n less than 0, the system is causal. ಅಂದರೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಆವಾಗ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮು causal ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್, ಸೊ ದ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಈಸ್ causal. ಓಕೆ, the next problem they have given is h of t is equal to 3 into del of t. To check the memoryless, since h of t is equal to 0 for t is not equal to 0, the system is memoryless. That means here if you plot this waveform, you will get a values with an amplitude of 3 at 0. All other values are 0. So we can say that it is a memoryless. To check the causality, since we don't have negative values, h of t is equal to 0 for t less than 0. So the system is causal. Got it? Next, to check the stability, we need to integrate. Since it is a continuous time, t is given, we need to integrate. Minus infinity to infinity, h of tau into d tau. So if we take it, it will take only at 0. So that value is 3. Okay. So if we integrate also, you will get a value of 3 here. So this 3 is less than infinity. We can say that the system is stable. Got it? Next problem they have given e to the power of 2t u of t minus 1. We need to check whether it is memoryless, causal and stable. If we draw, it will take values from 1 to infinity. Okay, here 1 to infinity means h of t is not equal to 0 for t is not equal to 0. We can say the system is not memoryless. Not memoryless means it need to say the values of previous, so it has a memory. To check the causality, since h of t is equal to 0 for t less than 0, negative values illa namge, so we can say that the system is causal. To check the stability, if we integrate it from minus infinity to infinity, h of tau d tau, it will take values from 1 to infinity e to the power of 2t plus 2t d 2 tau d tau. You will get a value e to the power of 2t by t with 1 to infinity. So it will be value of infinity. So the system is unstable. Okay, this is how you need to check whether the system is memoryless, stable and causal.